Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to Crusader Kings 3, Roads to Power. So I think we are going to move to the Byzantine Empire in today's episode. But before we do that, we're going to travel to the two locations over here, Genoa and Milan, which will give us some additional experience. Cost us a little bit of our provisions here. We're not going to change our camp purpose for now. And one reason for that is because you have to consider the fact that any special upgrades that we got from our current camp purpose will be removed. Now I think you get a bit of the money back. I don't know how many we have. I know we have at least a few. The lock wagon would be fine because that's if we went to the mercenary camp purpose, that's unlocked by both of those. But I believe we'd lose the mortician's tools. I don't recall if the torturer's tools came with our current camp purpose. But I know for a fact that we'd lose the ransom cages. Might lose a few of these ones. I don't know about the private tents. I feel like that one will be lost as well. The juicy rumors would certainly be lost, and I think this one would be okay. But the point is we would lose several upgrades, so it's just one thing that we do need to consider. We're not going to do that contract. We're just going to go over to Milan now to get that experience, which I believe, because this one is, I think, diplomacy. Osterhild just adopted a cat. I believe that should get us our first perk outside of the martial lifestyle. Yeah. Alright, fantastic. So it took us a long time. We had to visit a bunch of locations. Out of our available options, I think most of these wouldn't be all that helpful. We almost never sway anybody or give gifts. The contract prestige, I suppose that would be somewhat helpful, but we are already really close to getting our fame and we have plenty of prestige. I don't know if this fits our character either. The heart of the family is probably the best option, because if we get another perk, we could get the groom to rule. That would be pretty helpful for increasing the skills of all of our children, which we've got a lot. I believe Magnus has 15 children, so quite a few, and so they'd all get 1 to 3 skill points. So I think we're going to start out in Greece, more than likely right here, because that'll get us the 200 martial lifestyle experience points, and we could go to Athens to get 200 learning, and just kind of dart our way between these, visiting locations and maybe doing a few of the contracts. Before we leave here though, let's go ahead and visit the castle holding. This is Milan, and I'm sure there's a few things that we could do here. So let's start with the tavern. We haven't visited a location for a while because we were sick for much of the previous episode. So we'll go ahead and do the story one. Maybe we'll get some more diplomacy experience. We'll have to see there. We did. All right, excellent. So working on getting the next perk for the diplomacy already. We can take a look, see if we want to recruit any of these characters. This guy's got okay prowess. Pretty good martial though. This character's very good when it comes to stewardship. He's got some decent traits as well. He's 24 years old. He doesn't hate us as much as Francesco does. And then the last character, very good learning. In fact, he would be a fantastic doctor. We actually need a better doctor, so I think that's who we're going to hire. Makes the most sense. It's going to cost us 75 gold. So we'll get him placed here in a minute. We did see a hooded figure that we can approach. So this is a wanted woman, a criminal. That's why she's going in a cloak. She's got the elusive shadow traits and already made progress with gallows bait because she's a thief, level 3 thief. Thus her intrigue here is 32, pretty good. She's a schemer. So we very much would like to get her into our crew. She's 34 years old, so a little bit old to marry her off to anybody but maybe just one of our random followers. We don't want to marry to any of our sons since she's much older than them. We could try and do the intrigue challenge, but she's most likely going to ignore us. We could also pay her to get some experience in the thief trades. We want her to join us, so let's pay her the 60 gold. So basically we got 2 solid recruits today. We could go to the castle to see if there's anybody else we might want to hire. So we've already seen Francesco. Yeah, this guy's not all that great. So we're not going to hire any of them. But I think we will do the training session to get the experience in the aspiring blade master. So we're not going to be increasing our prowess any further with this. But it is nice to get the additional experience. So we can try and get to the level 1 here, increasing our prowess that way. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. We spent a lot of money today. And and so we're probably going to have to do some contracts here soon. We didn't get any provisions. My bad, guys. I completely forgot about the provisions. So we want to go for some supplies, and as usual, we'll try and steal them or intimidate. Looks like stealing would be the best option here. So that got us 752. I think we also have a few artifacts we might want to sell. Let me just take a look. Yeah, we want to sell that sanctified stained glass shard. We have a 72% chance that we can convince Emma to give us more money for it. It's only an additional 3 gold, but why not? We'll try. And we were able to. Alright, excellent. So yeah, that's what we'll want to sell. It's not much. It's only 17 gold, but we'll take it. Alright, so we got some additional provisions, which we'll very much need, because this is going to be a long journey over here by sea. It's going to cost us 1,467 provisions. So yeah, we'll go by land across northern Italy, and then we'll take a ship to Greece. So this is the next trait for Thor. Remember, he's already callous. Looks like he just got the raffle. So again, he's coming out to be very similar to Magnus here. Well, we do have additional options. Could make him brave instead. That might be a little bit better. So our current character already has both of these. So if we were to just pick one, it seems like the brave would be a bit more useful. So I want to go with that, because the other option is stubborn instead. Does increase stewardship, not really the way we're building out this Thor character. So yeah, let's go with this option here. That's going to result in us getting 27 stress. We're no longer malnourished. Alright, fantastic. So we don't need to continue to gain weight here. That is increasing our stress gain. So we'll want to go ahead and stop gaining weight. Alright, so continue our journey here. See if there's any notifications we need to be aware of. Before we left, it might have been wise for us to take advantage of any favors that we had, you know, to get something out of our patrons, perhaps a bit more in the provisions. So we've seen this event many times before. In this case, it's involving Boulder. He already has one of his personality traits, compassionate. Remember, he's being educated by one of our followers here. So we could get him one of these traits. 40% chance that nothing happens. But none of these traits are actually all that helpful for the education that he's doing, the learning one. So perhaps we'll just increase his martial instead. That seems pretty useful, just to give him a martial point. So we got 2 points in martial. We never did get this martial perk. So we'll get the stalwart leader. This is going to increase our prowess, give us several other benefits, and challenge rivals to single combat. So I don't know if we're going to move too far down here. Maybe just get a couple of these ones on the right side. These ones are not as useful for us, particularly this one. We don't really do the romance schemes as this character very often. Maybe we'll just get a couple more of these, and then we'll move over to probably intrigue. I think that's the second most fitting of the branches for us. Particularly fits with our current camp purpose. Alright, so we just about arrived. That got us another 200 martial lifestyle experience points. One thing I did forget to do, guys, is we wanted to replace our personal physician here, because, you know, Sigrid isn't exactly all that great at this. Although his aptitude has increased. He's now average aptitude. So I'm not entirely sure what changed here to improve it from horror. Was he always a witch? I don't know if that changed it. But obviously going with this character here, who's a renowned physician, herbalist. He's also a witch. He would certainly be the better choice here. So let's go ahead and change him over. And then we also want to set him up to do the advanced research, help us with our lifestyle experience points. And then in order to improve his opinion, because you know you do want your doctor to like you, I think we should go ahead and grant him a pardon. Because we don't really care that he's a witch. Let's go ahead and visit this location, see what we can find here. I don't know that we're going to hire anybody, even if there is anybody that we could hire and would be really good, simply because we don't have much money. So let's just go ahead and see what we get here. So we just got the temporary one. It looks like the intrigue one doesn't work either. So we won't even look for anybody to recruit here. We're just going to go for the supplies and the story. So again, we'll probably just steal them. That got us quite a few provisions. Pretty much replaced what we spent to get over here. Alright, so we're going to go and move over to Athens next. I believe that's another diplomacy one, right? No, it's a learning lifestyle. Yeah, that makes sense. That would be learning since it's Athens of all places. So again, it's another event that we've already seen many times. We'll just go with that one. Get us a little bit more provisions for free, so that's always nice. And it looks like our son Wolfgar has given us our first grandchild. It's a daughter. And he's going to name her after his mother, Thora. May you grow strong and wise. I believe that's our first grandchild. I can't recall any of our other children having any grandchildren for us. We know that Magni has not had any kids, which is a very unfortunate situation here. Another reason why we might want to replace him as our heir. And overall, he's just not very impressive compared to some of our other children, particularly Thor. Alright, so the next location that we're going to visit, let me just take a look here. Maybe get another 200 learning lifestyle experience points there. There's a lot of places where we can get the learning. So we'll probably hit all of these. Might as well. We do need to get some more money. So we'll keep our eye out for contracts. As of right now, the closest one is quite far away and it's an artifact delivery. That contract would result in us doing a whole lot of traveling. I'm going to take a look, see if there's anywhere we don't want to travel. I always forget to do this, so we don't go through places that's gonna get all our people sick. A location where there's a plague or whatever. So I don't even know if we'll stop here, because we're doing pretty good when it comes to provisions. We did just get our first learning lifestyle perk. I think the most useful one out of our available options is probably this one. Our wards get additional skills and can become your friends, because we're currently educating 2 of our sons. So that would be pretty helpful. I don't know if we'll get too many more of these. I mean, we don't even know if we'll get another learning lifestyle point. I suppose with all the opportunities for getting them, we might be able to get one more. So I really wanted to travel over to this location here. So I think there's 3 learning ones. So they all give 200. That gets us up to 600. So you still have to find 2 additional locations in order to get another learning lifestyle point. So again, it looks like we're going to lose one of our followers, because we're going to go with the same option we always do. Why not settle this with a proper duel? We very rarely ever do anything else unless it's a character that we would try and stick up for, like maybe our wife or one of our concubines. This is our doctor here, and this is our daughter-in-law, and she actually has higher prowess, so she has a good chance of winning this. I'd rather have her die since she seems to be kind of useless. Certainly not giving our son any children, and she's older than him by 4 years. Not a great marriage that we did there. But it doesn't look like there's a good chance that she's going to lose this. We'll have to see what happens. Oh, he actually did win. So our daughter-in-law is now dead, and our eldest son now needs another spouse. So once we have some money to hire somebody, we'll have to keep our eye out. There's not a ton of options at the moment. Again, there's her. Probably want to arrange a marriage with her and somebody else, not one of our sons. There's some other people in our camp, children of some of our followers, like the daughter of Ganupa, but they're all quite young at the moment. We can't go ahead and arrange a marriage for her though, but again, it won't be with any of our sons. It's just going to be with a random character who has some traits that we might want to see inherited. How about Sigurd the Handsome, our camp priest and champion? He's done a few other things for us as old. He's a bit older. Another choice would be Herman. He has the robust trait, but he's even older than him. So I think that it'd be good to give Sigurd a wife. Why not? He's served us well for quite some time now. I suppose we could visit the castle holding, mainly just to hear the story. Perhaps we might be able to get some experience for diplomacy, or just straight up increase our diplomacy skill. Alright, fantastic. So now we're at 10, so he's gotten much better at diplomacy as he's aged. And then we also want to see if we can't get some additional supplies. Not a good chance to steal them, so we'll just try and intimidate, and we were successful. So I got 580 provisions. Alright, so again, there's 2 more locations for us to visit. This one is a stewardship, so we're going to go there. There's also a contract we could do here, but it's the murder foe one, and that takes quite a while. I do not see Magnus doing gardening, so we'll have to say no there. So we got the stewardship, excellent. This is just another castle holding, so we won't bother to visit it. Let's go over to this location where we'll get the 200 learning points, and then also it's something different than just a castle. So we'll go ahead and visit the church holding. Now, given that it's a Christian location, we're probably not going to want to do much here. Maybe just destroy some stuff or steal something as we've done before. We did just hear a story, so can't do that again. Could also just reduce our stress. That's helpful. So go ahead and do that. Again, we don't have the money to recruit anybody. Let's go to the church grounds. We could visit the healer's hut. 15 gold and we'll get the proven treatment, increasing our fertility and giving us a nice health boost. Seems like a good value since, again, it lasts 2 years. Last time we did that, it resulted in us having more children. Could go for a stroll around the garden, but that just allows us to convert, and we don't want to do that. We can talk to the preacher here. Looks like we don't have an option to steal anything, to like go into the church and actually steal from them. So the next location we're going to want to visit is Constantinople, guys. I don't think there's anything along the way that would generate any experience. Going here is going to give us 600 stewardship lifestyle experience points, so that'll be enough to get us a perk. Also, because we're visiting Hagia Sophia Cathedral, that gives us another 200 learning lifestyle points. So we'll be very close to getting a perk there. And then we're going to get a ton of experience for the Wanderer. It's going to cost us 1,003 provisions though, so not cheap. So we'll have to try and get some more provisions there. And I'm hoping to find some contracts here. There's the artifact delivery, which we've seen before. We're not going to do that one. I mean, I suppose you could if there's nothing else. There's the uncover the secrets. I guess we'll do that one. There's also the forgotten claim contract, one where we attempted before to generate a claim for somebody, but unfortunately it failed for some reason. It got canceled. So I don't think we actually got that one finished. I don't really care that these two characters are becoming friendly. Seems like they have the sadistic trait as well as the arbitrary trait in common. So yeah, we're not going to encourage a friendship or try to break them apart. We're just say good for them. We don't care. Alright, so visiting here. Again, this is going to get us the stewardship perk and get us much closer to getting the next learning. We're at 600. I was thinking we're at 800 for some reason. So we're close there. The intrigue, we're only at 400. Diplomacy, we have 200. I'm guessing one of the locations that I thought was a learning was probably diplomacy instead. While golden obligations would be helpful, allowing us to demand payment for our hooks, you can kind of already do that as a landed character, you know, if they're a patron. So I think it would be better to get the camp tax in this case. This would also be pretty useful, which we're already halfway to getting the next perk. And this one generates money just for visiting the points of interest. But yeah, this is going to give us more passive income and also reduce our construction costs by 10%. It's quite helpful. Alright, so we have a lot of perks available. I think we should probably do one of these forgotten claims ones. It's interesting that there's two of them available here in the same location, but yeah, we'll go ahead and go for this one. And we'll just need to travel short distance to complete it. We'll do it for this theme with the balanced agent arrangement. So for our scribe, we got a pretty good choice with our personal physician. We'll see if there's anywhere that he's better. He's pretty good here as well to decrease the scheme phase length. That's actually a bit more helpful since we've got a pretty good success chance at the moment. So I think it would be better to appoint him here, because that's really going to be the main issue, is how long these schemes last. So I'll put her in place here. She's got 27, so even better at reducing that. But despite them, it's going to take 69 days between phases. Should be able to get this in a pretty good place. We'll put our son into this position as the scribe. And our diplomat, we'd have to convince that character. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to place Herman into this position. That's 75%. So actually a little bit lower than I was hoping it to be. So in this case, perhaps it would be better to have him work over here, since that's not a high chance, and we don't want to have to do these long phases any more than we have to. So that puts it at 90 days. And we have another option here that's not terrible in Ganupa. It only increases the days by 4. So really, not that bad. And I assume he should increase the chance here by a lot more. Yeah, 89%. So clearly that's the better position for him. We still need to put a decoy in place. We have a 73% secrecy, so not too bad. Best option would be our wife, but she would actually refuse us. And that's because she's intimidated. So clearly Wolfgar is the next best option here. So secrecy is in a real good place, 94%. So it shouldn't likely be discovered. So interestingly, we got 2 arranged marriage offers from this Jarl for his daughter, who's actually a shield maiden. She has the follower fame trait as well, and she's strong. So very good prowess here. And her skills aren't too bad either. And so we can either arrange for her to marry Amundr or Thor. Now Thor is too young. She's twice his age. Doesn't make sense to do that. Amundr and her are almost the same age. He's also strong, has that hell trait. I wonder if he would accept it, you know, the marriage offer with Magni. So let me just take a look. We would have to contact him through here. We can't actually arrange a marriage with him. So we're just going to accept this. The marriage between her and Amundr. At least one of our sons will marry her. And yeah, she'll come to our court. Or to our camp, I should say. And we can make use of her. She's already one of our champions as a shield maiden. I do not care enough about either of these 2 characters to side with them. So we'll just tell them to figure it out amongst themselves. We did get our first advantage here for the scheme. Again, very long phases. Should easily be able to get to that 89% success chance by the time we have the 5 phases completed, the 5 advantages. So unfortunately, Ganuba has just died. He was doing a lot of our officer positions. He was also educating Scully. So we're going to have to do quite a few things here. He was our second, although I don't think he was doing that as well as somebody else could have. I think he was only giving us the 2 points because, you know, he's getting older. And so his skills were not as high as they once were. We have a lot of options here. A lot of characters who would be good at it. I'm thinking either Matthias, though he doesn't really like us. Or we could instead do Sigurd. He likes us quite a bit more. He is a camp priest though. We should probably assign these other positions to see who doesn't have one. There's 3 characters who would be good at this. We should probably do the youngest character. This is for the Master at Arms, so we'll do Emund. Put him in that position. We also need a heavy infantry captain. So just trying to spread these out a bit. You know what, let's do Matthias here. And then we need a Master of Spoils. Nobody would be great at this position. It'll just be average. But our son is an option, Amundr. So put him in place as the Master of Spoils. So for our second, could do Matthias, but he has a position now. So I think we'll do Sigurd, even though he's the camp priest. Yeah, we want the best character possible so we can get the most points for our own skills. So this gives us a +3, and the average only gives a +2, which is what Gunupa was before he started losing some of his abilities as he aged. So we're now at 3 advantages. With this phase being done, that gets us to 4, so just another couple months here. I did forget to select an educator for Scully here, so let's go ahead and educate him, probably ourselves. I think we would be the best option. Yeah, clearly. So yeah, we'll educate him, and that'll allow us to pick his traits as well. He hasn't gotten any of his traits just yet, because he's only 7. We also got another perk. I could see getting a couple more of these. We're not really all that chivalric though. The 75% knight effectiveness would be super helpful. This is nice to have too. Never Back Down does fit our character. I don't know if we'll get the household guard. Maybe just this one. And if we're still alive, which we probably will be because our character has very good health. This is the type of character who lives into his 70s. We did get those 5 advantages. 89% chance of success. So let's go ahead and complete this scheme. And we were successful. Excellent. So we got that finished up. And what's interesting here is that we only get the exceptional success if we create a copy of it for ourselves. So I guess that's what we'll do. So that got us the 88 gold and a new patron. We've traveled back home as well. So we have the option to join a grand tournament right over here, so the direction we came from. Yeah, let's go and travel over there. So it says we have to leave within 3 months. We'll leave early just to make sure. You never know what could end up delaying you. I've been wanting to do a grand tournament for quite some time. Probably should have went by sea. That would have been a little bit quicker. But it's fine. We'll go ahead and walk on over there. Dala has come of age. Excellent. So how well did she do? She got the skilled tactician. Now she's already betrothed. So that does mean that she's going to leave our camp. But she's pretty good. So a little bit of a shame there, but he actually has titles and stuff. He has a high chiefdom. So she's our first landed member of our dynasty. I mean, she's not landed, but her husband is. Alright, so we have arrived at the tournament. It's going to take 3 months to begin. We already are set to qualify here. Not surprising. Our intent is to triumph. We want to leave that as is. It is just a board game, so not an event where our prowess is actually going to help us. We'll go and do this one first. So our options are learning diplomacy challenge to increase our score. Not really necessary. This one here would get us some dread. 100% chance. So I guess we'll do that one. It's a combined prowess and intrigue challenge. Two things that Magnus is quite good at. Alright, so next we'll go to the artisan quarters. We have a little bit of money. We'll see if there's anything that we can purchase there. Seems this woman, Markia the Half-Hound. This is hopping up. She's maimed, wounded, and scaly. She's 28 years old. She wants to romance us. So we have the option of getting the favor of a lady. I don't even know if we'd equip this. It does increase your renown, which we don't get much renown. It's only 0.04 though. Increases your attraction opinion as well. But we have a match to focus on. So we're going to go with this option here. Also, she's not the most attractive lady. Next, we'll visit the tent camp. Maybe there'll be a way that we can... No, we didn't get that option. It's just the bad air one. I was going to say that we might be able to hurt one of our opponents. So we could do the learning challenge, which we just don't care about. Instead, we can say the tournament must have been cursed. Or we can say, why should I care? And I think that's the option that fits the most, even though it doesn't really help us, because I don't think we have any stress. And also, we're already at the full dread. But again, it fits our character. So we'll go with that option. So I don't know if we'll be able to complete another one. It looks like we're just short on it. Alright, so now we're going to be doing this board game. And we are facing Edmund, our own Master of Arms. I'm not going to place a bet. I don't know how well we'll do. It looks like we got a good progress to victory at this point. And apparently that's our champion too. So here's our option to sabotage someone. Probably don't want to sabotage Edmund, our own Master at Arms. All of the characters are worse than us, so we have a good chance to defeat them without cheating. But our character would probably just cheat regardless. I feel like the one with the best chance of being successful is the one we should try and cheat against. So I guess this character here, this count. There is a 29% chance we're unsuccessful, a 16% chance that our sabotage is detected. That's probably one that we'll get here. And it looks like it paid off. Okay, excellent. So all is fair, of course. We don't usually take those options when we do these tournaments because usually it doesn't fit our characters, but in this case, it actually does. So we defeated Edmund. We could, of course, let him go back a few moves, but we would not let him do that. Or this option, I mean, this is clearly the best choice for our character. Pick them up. I need to make my last move. Yeah, that's quite fitting. And Edmund would be a little bit irritated against us. So now we'll see who wins that match. And it looks like we'll be facing against this character, another wanderer here. And we're not going to read all these here because we've done these events many times in the past, just trying to make some choices that fit best with our character. The intrigue learning challenge here, softly, softly, would probably be the best choice for us. So yeah, we'll go with that one. And our maneuver backfired. That greatly decreased our progress to victory. So we have a few different choices how to react, how to try and win this. The learning martial challenge, 69% chance of success. This one would not go well, and it's a diplomacy challenge. We wouldn't want to do that. This is a lower chance of success, learning intrigue challenge. However, I think it fits our character more, you know, that we'd do something bold. So we're gonna go with that one. And we'll see if we won. Looks like we lost, unfortunately. That's a real bummer, because we had a good chance that that one option that we selected was gonna work out. Not the one that we did with the last one, but the one where we lost a lot of progress to victory. So again, our bad luck has really hurt us. And you know what? It probably would have been the case if we had done more tournaments as this character, despite his high prowess. Probably still would have had all kinds of issues. So this is the winner here. Well, he's quite intelligent with his 30 learning. Okay, so that's the end. We're just waiting for the ceremony here. This will result in us getting the trade experience in wit. So I suppose there's that. So it's not completely useless that we came here, but I was hoping to win. I did spend a lot of time there as well. So now we got to return back home. Still have quite a few different contracts we could take. Boundary dispute, we've seen that one's really easy to do. Just get us some money real quickly. Yeah, I guess we'll do that one. And there's often some good options there as well. There's that one that can increase the prowess. That's the one where you're building a wall. This is double dues. Not a good chance of success, 60%. You're not getting much money to take all the stress though. So I think we're just gonna go with this option and risk it. And we were successful. Alright, excellent. See, I didn't want to take 39 stress just for 25 gold and 300 provisions. Really not the best there. We do need to visit Constantinople. Haven't done that yet. So this is a trait for Thor. So again, he's got the raffle. It just seems like he's doomed to be exactly like our character. Could instead make him stubborn though. Since he got the raffle twice, I feel like that's what he's supposed to get, guys. It's not a horrible trait for him to have, decreasing his diplomacy and intrigue, but giving him more points in martial, and it results in him being very similar to our current character Magnus. The only difference being that he's not sadistic. Instead, he is callous. Now he does have these traits here. He's strong, and he has the Herculean, which has given him a huge prowess bonus. He has a prowess of 26. Not bad at all for a 13-year-old. His other skills not as impressive at the moment. 13 for martial, but he hasn't finished up his education, so I expect he's going to have a very high martial skill overall. So let's go ahead and visit Constantinople, the castle holding here, since we haven't done that just yet. So we'll start at the tavern, hear the story, maybe get 100 diplomacy lifestyle experience points. No, just got the temporary boost to diplomacy. Could check to see if there's anybody to hire here, unless it's like a young lady who we can marry to one of our sons or somebody else. I don't think we're going to get him, although this character, Alfred the Trickster, he's pretty good. He's in the Varangian Guard as well. He's got fantastic prowess, intrigue, and martial. Really can't turn this guy down. He's also only 61 gold, so you know what? Let's go ahead and bring him onto the team. We might want to put him into some positions in our camp as well, like make him an officer, because he's just so fantastic. We'll also go ahead and get the supplies. Not paying for him, of course. We're going to use our wife to try and steal him, and we're successful, so that got us a nice 1261. And then we'll go ahead and visit the Constantinople castle. Take a look at, oh, this is 90 gold just for 8 trade experience. Probably not worth it in this case. We don't want to recruit him either. So I think that's good. Let's go ahead and go back to camp. And then let's see if we want to replace anybody we currently have with that new character. I mean, he might make a fantastic second, so that would irritate this character if we were to replace him. He's just good, so no reason to irritate him. You're not getting any additional bonus. The caravan master here, he already has the excellent aptitudes, so don't really need to replace him. Our doctor's fantastic as well. We have our son as the master of spoils, and he wouldn't be better anyways. And yeah, I don't want to replace our son. He's got good aptitude, while Alfred has excellent. Just take a look at other options. Edmund could be replaced as the master at arms. There's the huntsman. He'd just be good at that, so we won't place Herman there. The Manhaggler's not great, but no better choices at the moment. So I think increasing the bonus to all of our men-at-arms for damage and toughness is a little bit better than just improving the infantry, the heavy infantry. So let's go ahead and do that. So that's going to increase it to 40% and 20% here. We'll of course piss off Edmund, but he'll be alright. Alright, so we got a better character there. I really want to make sure we put him into an officer position, increase his opinion, and frankly he's just too good for us not to make use of him. Unfortunately, we do have to end today's episode here. I feel like we got a lot done. We're now in Constantinople, went to our first tournament. That wasn't a prowess-based tournament, unfortunately. But yeah, at least we made it to a tournament. Also got a lot of experience from doing all that travel, so that was helpful. We made it about 3 years or so. So Magnus is now 59 years old. And we're gonna have to decide who we want our heir to be soon. Though, again, I expect Magnus is going to live for a lot longer. So hope you guys did enjoy today's episode. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell. Do hope to see you guys on the next one. And thanks for watching.